Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to actually create the digital class for you to stay organized. And I'll create a couple quick mock days as well. So the first thing I'll do is I'll click on create, and I'm going to create a master folder called class, so that this way I know this is where all my classes go. And on the left hand side, Google's kind of funny. Anything to let you know what folder you're in, it actually turns orange. So right now it looks like I'm in my drive, so if I create another folder, it's going to go into my drive. But I want it to go inside of my class, so I'm going to click on class, and you'll notice now class is orange. And I'll create what class in particular I'm teaching. Let's just call this one, we're going to call this one technology class. And now I'm going to go inside a technology class, and I'll quickly create 3 separate folders. So one is going to be technology class quizzes. Create another one called technology class lesson plans. And then I'll create another one that just says semester 1. I can put in here curriculum semester 1. Okay, so now I have my 3 folders. Anything I create now is going to be organized using a number system. So for instance, I have here, I'll start inside of technology class lesson plans. All of my lesson plans I do in Google Docs, and I do them by unit. So what I'll do here is I'll click create, I'll create a document, and I'm just going to call my document technology class, or not technology class, I'm actually going to call this 01 introduction. So I know that this is my introduction unit, and I'll close this. I don't need to open anymore. And now you can see that inside of my technology class lesson plans, I have 01 introduction. If I want to be more specific, I could rename this by right clicking and selecting rename, or I could also come up here to more and select rename. And I'll call this lesson plans. Then for quizzes, I'll go to quizzes. I'll create another document. And this one, if it doesn't give you a way to go ahead and name the document, you could just always click up here at the top, and that allows you to rename it. And I'll call this 01 introduction quiz. Now that I've done that, I'll go inside a curriculum semester 1, and I'm going to create a new unit, and I'll do this with a folder, and I'll call this 01 introduction unit. And then, like, let's say 02, we'll create another one here just for an example. I'll call this programming. Again, just sticking with that number system. And once I'm in it, now I'll go ahead and I'll create some documents for this. So now I'm inside of introduction unit. I'll quickly create a presentation, and I'm going to call this one day 1. And let's say in particular I'll be covering student interests. Now I have a presentation, and this is what I'll cover on day 1. And I'll create another quick document here, and I'll call this day 1 student interest sheet. And inside of this Google Doc, I would actually create all the information that the students would need. And then maybe that's the only 2 things I cover for this day. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create day 2. So I'll click on create. call this, again, just sticking with the same thing. I'll call this day O2. You want to call it O2 instead of just 2, because otherwise later on, like, your number system will get confused. So I found to put the 0 in front of the 2 works really, really well. And let's say this, I'll cover teacher interests. Maybe I'm sharing some of the stuff that I'm interested in with the students to build relationships. And then I'll create a another document here called, teacher O2 or day O2 teacher interests questions. And now I'll have all of my days are organized so that when I go back next year, I can check on this day I did this, and then in my lesson plans, it'll all be organized by day, what I taught per each lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit me at mrburgeon.wordpress, which is down here, or tweet at me here and I'll get back to you. Thank you.